Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. What? Daniel Jacobs, Maciej Sulecki. Listen, Daniel Jacobs, hey look, April the 28th, 2018 is going down on HBO. Daniel Jacobs versus Maciej Sulecki. Listen, Daniel Jacobs, you all know, is 33-2 with 29 KOs. That's an 83% KO average. Daniel Jacobs stands at 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. Listen, he is coming off of a win against Luis Arias. Y'all all know that him and the young man fought last year. Anyway, he did lose to Triple G in March of last year, which, hey, it was a very, very competitive fight. It was probably the most competitive fight besides the Triple G Canelo fight. You know, Triple G did drop Daniel Jacobs in the fight, but after Daniel Jacobs got up, hey, he gave Triple G a run for his money. And you know, Daniel Jacobs showed a very decent account of himself. Maybe if he would have asserted himself a little more in the earlier rounds, he probably could have walked away with the win. But you know, you do have to be a little apprehensive when you get in that ring against a big time puncher. You know, you do gotta have some respect for that power puncher. So, but it is what it is. It was a very high, like I say, high competitive fight against Triple G. It was a very close fight, and you know, but he did lose. It was a unanimous decision for Triple G. But also, Daniel Jacobs is known for beating Sergio Mora. Also, probably, I guess his most notable win would be Peter Quinlan in that first round TKO in 2015. It was a WBA clash. Hey, he blowed the man out. But Daniel Jacobs is he's a good enough fighter with you know, decent experience. You know, he is adding to his resume. So, I mean, kudos. Now, Maciej Sulecki is a Polish fighter. He is 26-0 with 10 KOs. That's a 38% KO average. He stands 6'1" with a 68-inch reach. Listen, he beat Jack Colkay in 2017. He also, y'all probably remember, he TKO'd Hugo Centennial Jr. in 2016. That's the guy who just got knocked out by Charlo. You know what I'm saying? But so the young man, I mean, he is definitely stepping up in class. Sulecki, the Polish fighter, he don't have a real extensive resume. Like I say, Jack Colkay, he did beat him, and he did beat Hugo Centeno TKO in the 10th round. So I mean, so you can't say he's a complete novice. You could just say you know, that's the extent of his resume. You know, because all the other people, if you go to BoxRec and check out his resume, he has a lot of guys on there that has a lot of losses. You know what I'm saying? So, but when he did step up in class against Hugo Centeno, he beat him, TKO. He stepped up. I mean, he fought in last year. He fought Jack Colkay, which is a decent enough fighter, you know. So, like I say, not a novice, but he's kind of, you know, up and coming. He undefeated guy. So, you know, I kind of was like, man, you know, I felt when I first heard the fight announced, I felt like Danny Jacobs could have tried to go, you know, a little bit. But I mean, looking at it, I mean, hey, he's staying busy. He's not fighting just like a complete novice. or nobody. He fighting somebody that, you know, a lot of people might not know his name, but I mean, you know, decent competition for the middleweight division. It's a whole lot better than fighting Veins Martirosyan if you're a guy that holds 75% of the 160-pound titles, major titles. I ain't gonna get too hard on Triple G. It was very, hey, look, I understand. It was very unfortunate that Canelo Alvarez got caught eating tainted meat or whatever he was talking about doing. And, you know, because it really was a big blow to Golovkin and his team. So, you know, looking for somebody to fight. He still want to keep that money in play. I just feel like, man, he could have found somebody at 160 pounds. I mean, even if you go in the top 10, even maybe top 15, man, he a champion, you know, he's a champion. I don't feel he should be fighting 154 pounders. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you go fight a 154 pounder, man, this guy been laid off. Veins Martirosyan has not fought since May of 2016 when he lost to Erislandy Lara. So the guy is not only coming off of a loss, but a 2-year layoff. You know what I'm saying? And he is a 154 pound. That's where he campaigned at, 154 2 years ago, you know. So yeah, it probably would be hard for the guy to make weight at 154 now, since he's been off for almost 2 years. But come on, man, he's stepping up to another weight class. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't fought in 2 years. I felt they could have did a little better than that, you know. You know, hey, shout out to Triple G for still trying to make the May 5th fight. And you know what I'm saying? I understand it's short notice, but, you know, I don't know. But, hey, at least Daniel Jacobs fighting somebody who, you know what I'm saying? This guy has, you know, he's a decent enough opponent, you know? He is a 100, you know, whatever. It's whatever. I ain't no promoter, you know, manager, none of that. I'm just a guy who loves the sport. But I really, man, look. These guys go in here and try to knock each other's heads off. And when you going in there like that, man, it's a dangerous sport. You know, and you know, you put a guy in there who ain't fought in 2 years and stepping up to another weight class, coming off of a loss. I mean, then this guy talking about they talking about he got the blueprint for Triple G. Man, look, you ain't had the blueprint for Erislandy Lara. You ain't had it for Jamel Charlo. You ain't had it for Demetrius Andrade at 154. So what make you think you got some kind of blueprint for a 160 pounder and you just came off a loss 2 years ago against, man, come on, man. This is pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty comedic stuff, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, kudos Daniel Jacobs. You know, hey, I can't say nothing bad about you, man. And I wasn't trying to say nothing bad. I just felt like he should have challenged himself a little more. But because he did come off of that win against Luis Arias, and then, I mean, after Triple G, I mean, I understand. Look, Triple G, you know, he came off a pretty hard-fought fight against a big puncher. Then he took a guy in Luis Arias that he was undefeated, but man, he wasn't somebody that really, to me, challenged Daniel Jacobs. So now I felt like at least you should come back and fight somebody, you know, for your career, for your legacy. You know, Daniel Jacobs is getting, you know, up there in age. I felt he probably should have fought a more named guy. But, I mean, hey, who you going to fight, though, you know, right now in that division? Who willing to step up and fight a Daniel Jacobs? Daniel Jacobs kind of like is a guy that if you ain't really got to, you don't want to fight him. Because Daniel Jacobs, hey, like I say, it was a very close fight against Triple G. So hey, he the kind of guy, man, look, that a lot of people say, oh, he'll like they say, oh, Charlo will beat him. Now Charlo hungry enough guy, he'll fight somebody like Daniel Jacobs. But like a Demetrius Andrade, hey, look, I don't want to hear no fanboys come out to work attacking me about Demetrius Andrade. I like Demetrius Andrade. What I don't like is to see fighters who have immense talent and they not doing nothing with it. Now, Demetrius Andrade, you know, he tried to step in and say, oh, I fight Triple G. But when he was asked about Billy Joe Saunders, oh, I gotta get, I'm not sure that's a fight I need to get ready for. Man, come on, man. If you ready to fight Triple G, but you ain't ready to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Anyway, Billy Joe Saunders is a very, hey, look, that guy is, to me, he a slick boxer now. So no disrespect to Billy Joe Saunders. He is a champion. He's the WBO champion. So no, I'm not, I ain't, you know, whatever. So anyway, somebody like Demetrius Andrade probably would say the same thing about Daniel Jacobs. No, I ain't ready yet. I'm just coming up to the division. All of that. Okay. Man, look, just fight somebody, man, and then come up and start challenging. He's another guy, man. Demetrius Andrade, he is in his prime years. He is in his prime years of fighting. He need to go ahead and get in the mix, man. If he want to do anything for his career, anything for his legacy, besides being known as the guy who, this is what he want everybody to look at him as, the guy who nobody wanted to fight. Nah, man, you got to get in here and fight. Now, if you can't get the big fights, just fight somebody. Rack up wins, you know. And then, you know, hey, a big fight coming if you keep fighting. But now, if you stand dormant and fighting, you know what I'm saying? You stay fighting nobodies and fight every now and then. Who gonna look for you when a big fight, you know, present itself? They want to see somebody who gonna really be, you know, who's been active, whose name has been circulating. That's who they gonna look for, man. Not somebody who laying back looking for a check. But anyway, man, this Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. I'm not doing a lot of videos about this Daniel Jacobs, Maciej Sulecki fight. I'm just, you know, hey, this is a quick preview. And I tell you right now, I'm not doing what you call a prediction. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I feel like Daniel Jacobs is a little bit too much experience for this guy. The guy has a 38% KO average, which you can't really sleep on him because, yeah, he just TKO'd Hugo Centeno in 2016, but he just not likely to knock out a guy like Daniel Jacobs. Now, you'll hear some people say Daniel Jacobs' chin is suspect. You know, he has been knocked out before. But he was knocked out by a guy who was in his day. He was undefeated and he was a very good boxer. Dimitri Purol, however you say his name. But he got knocked out by him. He just wasn't know anybody that knocked Daniel Jacobs out, though. People kind of say, kind of make you believe, you know, but that guy was he was a beast in his day. And but Daniel Jacobs was at a time, you know, in his career where he was a different fighter. Daniel Jacobs is not that guy anymore. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think his chin is suspect. I mean, if his chin was suspect, I think Triple G would have ragdolled him. And then he walked with a big stick. He got a big punch of his own, so you have to respect that. You can't come at this guy reckless. So, you know, and Sulecki, you know, hey, being the guy he is, you gotta know he not gonna come in there reckless. He an undefeated guy. You know what I'm saying? That has fought a couple opponents that was worthy opponents. But this is a step up in class for him. And you got to know he's studying his opponent. So he not going to come in there reckless. And then when he feel Daniel Jacobs' power, I feel like he's going to respect it. So he ain't going to come in there trying to be all reckless. You know? He wasn't reckless when he got the TKO against Hugo Centeno because it was in the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? It was a 10th round TKO. You know, the man wasn't looking to come in there and get him out of there. He saw an opportunity and got him out of there. So, but I just don't see, honestly, this guy beating Daniel Jacobs. So I'm not going to give no prediction like what round and all that. I'm going to just say Daniel Jacobs, I feel, is too experienced to let this guy beat. That's point blank. That's it. I ain't got no more for you than that. Anyway, this Daddy P on the corner in the corner boxing. This is an HBO fight. Y'all tune in April the 28th. I will give some update highlights on the fight. So y'all holla at your boy. Y'all go ahead and slap that like button, man. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. Go ahead and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I'm giving these highlights, man. Live updates. Hey, y'all probably sleeping. Last week we had a big week of boxing, man, and I was giving live updates all through the night with all these fights, man. I was giving y'all, you know, as the fights were going on, I'm giving you highlights from the second round, highlight from this, highlight from that, all through the fight card. So, man, y'all holla at your boy. This Daddy P on the corner in the corner boxing. Ew.